Don't let science get washed away.
But this is bigger than science. This proposal, OMB 2026 0034 0001 on regulations.gov, is bigger than science, and it affects more than scientific research funding.
Here you can see a list of all the different agencies that receive funding from the government that would be affected by this rule. 2 CFR Part 200.
Agencies that receive funding through this process include those that fund healthcare, education, transportation, food assistance programs, multiple nonprofits, as well as scientific research. The proposed rule would provide political control over scientific review. And here on the screen, you can see the different section subheadings that would specifically affect that outcome. I'm telling you this because it's an important part of your comment when you write it on regulations.gov. It restricts communication of anything that comes of this funding and prohibits people from sharing what they find and what they do with the funds that they're allotted in public spheres like this. Finally, it puts restrictions on research topics and applies the current administration's ideology over best practices and what needs to be done in order to help everybody. I'm a scientist, so I can only speak to the ways that these proposed changes will affect science. But as you can see, there's a chance that it could really affect the way all the funding that we depend on in this country is administered. And so it really would be helpful if everybody puts in a comment. The more negative comments that we offer, the more likely that we get in the way of this going into effect as planned in October. The deadline for commentary is July 13th, and the link to where you can put your comments is right here in this QR code. Every individual comment counts. So everyone needs to write their own unique comment. It should be personalized to you. Start with who you are, what your expertise is. You don't have to have any degrees, but you just talk about your life experience and what you bring to the table, what you think and how you think this rule will affect you in a negative fashion. There's a 5,000 character limit on the box on the website, but you can upload a PDF or a document that's as long as you want. Importantly, you have to cite the specific section numbers. So that's why I wrote those numbers on the slides, but I highly recommend using whatever AI you like to use. Feed the 412-page document to the AI and make sure it spits out what matters to you so you can work with however you want to work. But at the end of the day, it should be your words. We need every comment to be unique, and you should write from your experience. Reminder, anyone can comment and everyone should comment. This is a really important part of practicing democracy. The comments are due on July 13th by midnight, and it's possible to comment anonymously, which you're totally welcome to do, but you should keep track of your tracking number, which will come up after you post your comment, so that you can go back, track your submission, and see how the government responds to what you have to say. This is part of the standard practice in our country that this current administration is trying to circumvent. If the government doesn't respond effectively to all of the comments and goes ahead with this rule, that is grounds for legal response. So no matter what you have to say, put it out there. We really appreciate it. Our country deserves all of us.